Hi, it's Thursday afternoon with a winter weather outlook. I'm weather analyst Andrew Fleck, just here giving you an update on the next upcoming storm, and one that is going to be more colder than the last one. We saw yesterday, Wednesday, some severe weather and snow occur across the nation, and with this upcoming storm into late week and weekend, we do expect some snow and more of it, and accumulational. So as you go into the map here, we're going to show you where the snow is going to be falling, or where Analysis WX thinks the snow is going to be falling up in the next coming days. And the storm looks to be forming in the Gulf. It's going to move through the southeast and then up and into the northeast and off the coast. With that, we expect some snow to extend from Texas, the deep south, the mid-Atlantic, and Appalachian states. Closer to the coast and closer to the low pressure, we expect some rain. So now you sit there and you say to yourself, well, how do the models look? How are they projecting how much snow? How do they really compare? Well, to be quite honest with you folks, the models are not comparing right now, and that is the GFS and NAM. One model wants to look a little more in depth. One model wants to be a little bolder and not pick up on things. The GFS model is on the left. The NAM model is on the right. The GFS has little to any trough here and bumps the storm more east. The NAM has a deeper trough, brings the storm in west a little bit, and extends snow more west and north to some areas. And of course a little warmer in the south rather than the GFS being a little colder with some snow in the south. Two different areas, and becoming in the very, very variety short range here. The models this off right now, it sure is a show, and quite honestly, I'm very confused myself on how exactly and why these models are acting up the way they are. But what I can do and give a good suggestion, putting the weather factors aside here and the analysis that I do, it might come to the models itself. The NAM on the right, it's a more high-def model. It can go in and look into different complex areas where some lows and such can be forming. It looks into more of the precip type of deal. The GFS is more bolder on its precip, bolder on its pattern. The NAM again is high def on its pattern. One area and one model bolder, one model a little more high def and in def. So it comes to believe that, well, if the GFS is not exactly picking up on some of these in-depth and more analytical factors, and the NAM is, then the NAM could be right. If not, and the NAM's just kind of having the system only be forced more west because of a deeper trough, well, then that only means that it's not in the right position, and this system here should be out to sea more. Either way, it's going to be one that's going to be coming into compromise by late tonight into tomorrow. It has to. And to give proof that it may be the models itself, what the UK Met is to the Euro is what the NAM is to the GFS. Short range models from the medium to long range models. To give you a good illustration of this, the NAM out of the GFS has an actual snowstorm for the inland areas and northern areas. Okay, the GFS is more eastward and has snow closer to the coast and little to any precip back west. The UK Met comes out this afternoon. The UK Met has 6 to 12 inches of snow falling from Richmond, Virginia, all the way up through the I-95 corridor into Boston. Okay, the Euro, not so much. This is giving you a good illustration of the high-def models compared to the bolder models. Maybe the bolder models are not picking something up right now. Maybe the high-def models are being a little too aggressive. If I had to choose, I'm going with the high-def models right now. I like precip more west and a little more north. GFS, I think, is not playing the cards right. NAM, I think, might be playing it a little too much, if not right on tabs. But I think the biggest thing that comes in here is this trough, and how much it digs down into the storm. The deeper it digs, the more west the storm and warmer air comes. Now, if you just have a bump like this, it just pushes the storm out to sea real quick, and no one really sees too much snow. It's going to have to be dealt with, and it's going to have to be seen at a serious level as we get into the later weekend by later tonight and into Friday. So looking at, last but not least, the vorticity charts, we can kind of see the same similarities here. GFS on the left, NAM on the right. We have a little bit of a push here on the GFS and an extremely deep push on the NAM. it really all comes into which model is picking up which. The GFS, I think, right now is not a model that can pick up too much right now, being its bold self. The NAM, it's got everything in conclusion, and I think that truly it's picking up everything that it's showing. And at this point, I like the NAM. I like what the NAM's doing right now. The UK Met, 6 of 12 inches of snow, might be way overdone, but still, it gives you good proof that the short-range models might be onto something rather than the bolder models of the GFS and Euro. Last but not least, just wanted to show you guys the severe weather aspect of what we've been seeing yesterday across the region on Wednesday. And if I could just get to it here, I could show you guys that yesterday we had some storm reports across the southeast, a tornado around Florida, but we had just some major wind damages from the lines that were moving through yesterday. And then actually earlier this morning, I actually witnessed it, a strong band that came through with the low pressure as it was retreating to the northeast, came down with very impressive rain and very impressive winds up there. So I did have a witness of that, and that was very, very impressive. But as for now, onto the storm, we just need to be patient and wait for which one to tag to which one. Will the NAM go with the GFS, or will the GFS go with the NAM? It's all coming down in time now, so we're going to find it out later tonight into tomorrow, hopefully. So stay tuned to analysiswx.com for more updates.